Hello, Mélissa.
Hi.
Thank you all so much. I have been chatting with a few of you already in the comments here. Sumana, I'm hoping that you can see us and hear us now. Now is when we should be able to see and hear. So drop a note in the chat just to let us know that you can. It's so great to see that we have folks already chatting with each other, saying hello. My name is Ashley. I'm with the Discover team at Teachable, and I am really excited to bring to you what has become just kind of a great way for me to mark my days these past few weeks. I feel like I'm getting an advanced degree in the school of Curly Executive, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Those of you who are joining us for the first time today, oh, thank you so much, Shirley. I appreciate that. And Samana, okay, can hear and see. All right, we have Jershelle. Good to see your name again from Texas. Hello. DJ Immortal in the meeting. All right, if we have any technical issues and need to vamp, we will turn it over to you. New Jersey representing, lots of folks who are joining us from all over the place today. Very much looking forward to hearing from you all as we explore today's topic. So for those of you who don't know, Mélissa Peng, and she'll do a little bit of an intro for herself, but I can say, just from having worked with her over these past several weeks and maybe months now, I guess, that Mélissa is a person of multi-talented innovation and education opportunities for people who want to learn. So at Discover and at Teachable, we get to work with creators in all different fields who have found ways to build businesses by sharing their knowledge and their passions. And I'm hoping that that's, you know, what you all are on a journey toward today. And excited to bring Mélissa to you to help share about her journey. She has very successfully been able to take some experience and skills that work very well in the corporate world and can, you know, advance your career in that space. But that wasn't the path that Mélissa wanted to take. She wanted to explore her passions instead. And so she's figured out some ways to apply those skills and experiences that she's had in the corporate world, but to her own self-actualizing career path as a multi-passionate solopreneur. And I'm excited to hear from her today. Mélissa, how are you?
I'm doing well. So first off, thank you. I'm seeing everybody pop into the chat today. I saw, the messages, we were having a few tech issues. So thank you for waiting for us. Hi. I just want to say hi. Is it okay if I say hi, Ashley?
Yes, please do.
I'm like, hi, Jershelle from Cedar, Texas. I am in Austin, Texas right now, y'all. Hi, Stacy from New Jersey. Hi, Tanai. One day we will meet. You can tell me how to pronounce that, from Brazil. Hello from France. I'm about Disney too. I love The Little Mermaid, so we can talk about that. Hi from Greece. Hi from Rome. We have such an amazing international audience today, and I am so thrilled to be here today. Definitely keep dropping. Vera, we are Instagram friends, so it's fun to know that you are from Atlanta, Georgia. But definitely keep dropping where you're from, what you're here for today. And I think y'all know we are here to talk about launching. So I would love to see you drop your product. What are you trying to launch? We don't just give me like a one-liner. This is what we're trying to launch. This is what we're trying to do. So that as I go through this presentation, I can be a little bit more tailored to you.
And we need to collect those so I can keep tabs when all of these projects get out into the world. We can be like, hey, Mélissa, this came from your session.
You're so fun. I love it. So we are going to pray to the tech gods today, but I'm going to share my screen here in 1 second, Ashley, because my screen is doing fun things. And we're going to jump into this lesson today. We have quite a bit on the calendar for us. Once
we also have
not mirror the display.
Kigali, Rwanda in the house.
Did we say
Calgary. Yeah, somebody from Calgary. I have my favorite cowboy hat is from it's from Calgary, and it's I got to go to a horse farm there that's very well known for its cowboy hats, and I appreciate the craftsmanship that is being produced in the Calgary area. That's my little. Oh, we've got health and wellness coaches from Curacao want to launch a course, e-commerce business, effective trade show tools for small businesses. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, this is great.
So we are going to get my slides up here. I am struggling today. If you've come to our events, you know that we're usually good to go. So I appreciate you. I am not perfect. We are not perfect, but I'm trying to get it so I can still see the comments and still show you my screen. So hopefully you can see my screen, Ashley. I think.
Yep, I can.
I think I'm going to be able to make this just the view that I would like you to see instead of seeing peekaboo and seeing.
Oh,
there we go. Can you see this now?
I can.
Yay! All right. So again, apologies for today. Apologies for the start, but I am going to make up for it in this next hour that we have with each other. This is our 0 to Online event. We are going to talk about how to launch a sustainable product in 14 days. I know that is that sounds crazy, but I promise you it can be done. You can launch in 14 days. We have done it before. I am not seeing the slides on the screen. Are you seeing them?
No. I said, well, I see it. I can see it in the. Now they just disappeared.
You can see it.
I could see them.
Nobody
backstage.
else can see it.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to see it when I pulled it up.
Not now.
Oh, there we go.
Y'all,
looks like
can you see this screen now?
0 to Online.
Awesome. I think
digital tools.
Break sometimes.
Ebooks for digital marketers. I'm seeing lots of, in the meantime, while we've been doing this, I'm seeing lots of business ideas here that I am very excited to see launched in the world. Events Made Sane, thank you for noting.
I think we're getting confirmation. Yay.
Yes,
okay.
We are.
So now we start.
I'm gonna hop off screen so folks can see you and the slides, but I'll be here, everyone, just so you know. Type into the chat any questions that you have or comments, and I'll be hopping in from time to time so we can discuss those together. So I'll be here and on the chat, but just backstage. So I will see you in a bit.
Thank you for your patience. So this is 0 to Online. We're going to talk about how to launch a sustainable product in 14 days. It's actually in 12 days because I give you 2 days of rest. This may sound crazy, but it is 100% doable. I'm going to walk you through my launch method that I go through with my clients. We are going to talk about, and I'm looking at this, we've got business coaching for home-based businesses. We have ebooks for digital marketers. We have a couple different businesses. So keep dropping your businesses in the chat. But all of these things we can get launched, we can get started. And the key is started in 2 weeks from now. All right. So with that, let's jump into these slides. So we have a quick agenda. We are going to be talking about our introduction. So y'all have already been amazing at introducing yourself in the chat. I am going to introduce myself, and I promise you a lot of things in this session. I promise you that we're going to talk through the pitfalls of launching. We're going to talk through my bestow framework for how to launch a sustainable product, or what makes a sustainable product. We are going to talk about your launch roadmap. What are the steps that you should take to launching a product so that it can be something that can last forever? We're going to give you tips for launching before your product is built. And today, of course, we do have a Discover special. I do have my launch course coming up. So you have probably a link to purchase the launch course, but I'm also doing it live. I do it live because people learn in different ways. And the special today is that when you sign up, you'll also get the live, which is 42 hours with me. And so we're going to talk about that at the end. So definitely hang out for that at the end. So with that, this is me. My name is Mélissa Peng, aka the Curly Executive. I see a few of you that know me, that have been hanging out with us. We are doing, I think, about 10 of these. So we have 6 more over the next 6 weeks. So please stay tuned. We will keep rocking out with Teachable Discover. But for those of you who don't know me, I was a director of marketing in corporate. I worked for companies like Hewlett Packard, Procter & Gamble, Macy's, NBC Universal. And I quit my director of marketing role 3.5 years ago to pursue entrepreneurship. So I have been rocking out as a full-time solopreneur and proud for 3.5 years. But before that, I had also been a side hustler. So it's actually been about 6 years now. I got one of those beautiful Facebook memories of when I launched my hair accessories company. Oop, where is it? It's this one. This is my flower studio, y'all. And it's just been a journey. It's been a beautiful journey. I have been selling with my mom since age 7. She does network marketing. She got me through my whole life with network marketing. And so I learned business from that. I've sold everything that you can imagine, from coffee that makes you lose weight to feminine hygiene products to water machines to telephone service, you name it, I've sold it. We started door to door because she was an Avon lady. And then I decided to be more legit, or so I thought. I wanted to work for a big company. Surprise, surprise, I am an entrepreneur now, but I spent almost a decade in corporate, climbing the corporate ladders. And I am a multi-passionate solopreneur. But I thought for this one, I usually stop here, but I thought for this one, you may say, okay, cool, but what does that mean? Can you launch? What does that mean? Do you know how to launch? Because not everyone who has experience in corporate or even experience as a solopreneur is used to launching things all the time. So I wanted to throw this up here so that you know where this information is coming from. These are some of my personal launches since 2018. So everything on here has been launched in 2018 through 2019. This is the multi-passionate version. So you see my dance business up there upon the beat. These have not only been launched, but they've been relaunched. So if you're here and you're like, I'm kind of already launched, but it's not really working right now, the world has completely changed on me, you are not alone. And so sometimes we relaunch, but you see my dance business, we used to do in person. Now we do online tutorials. Club Workflow, which is my membership community. Curly Executive, we are relaunching the website. That is coming soon. So my current website is down, but that is, I think that is my upcoming website, which is exciting. Camellias and Curls, which is my flower hair business. And then Flower College, which I put up there because that's an example of a failure to launch. We launched, we had to pull it back. It was not amazing, but it's still kicking. We did more in person, and so we are bringing it back online. So this is my personal launch record. And all of these businesses are still around and still make money, with the exception of Flower College. And that one is coming back soon. The only reason it is not up there making money is because I had a partner who pulled out. So this is my personal launch record, but I've done a lot of work in this space as well with this. This is my launch history. You get some fun vintage Mélissa pictures. You can see me on the red carpet of Christina Aguilera's fragrance launch. I was the assistant brand manager on that. That was my main project. You see me with my little minions. We launched the attraction park ride. So Despicable Me. And one of the ones I'm most proud of is this New North Baby website. It's one of my clients, Yvonne. She actually just had her first $10,000 week. So we're really excited for her. She's a multi-passionate, and this is one of her brands. And so I have been launching for over 15 years now. Okay, whether it was fashion collections, theme park attractions, computers, luxury fragrance brands, things from my personal clients, which range from fashion weeks. I was able to do New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Weeks, and packaging companies and truck bed companies. So completely different thing. And we've also had 5 cohorts of students go through my Zero to Online program, which is now called Launch in Full Flow. Okay, I tell you this to tell you that this method works for everything. It is the culmination of the decade plus of work that I've done in this space, all smashed together, right? Into one big method that works. So I'm going to take from what I did on big brands to also what I've done to make it work for the solopreneur who's maybe building her own website. Okay. That is what we are learning today. And so with that, the title again, how to launch a sustainable product in 14 days. Sustainable. Okay. Sustainable. When I say sustainable, I'm talking about sustainable for you. It is aligned with your vision. It is aligned with your work style. It is aligned with your energy. Especially if you're here, you are likely an entrepreneur or a solopreneur. We need to make this work for you. Okay. That is the core. And so much of that requires digging into your own personal journey. So what you're going to see as we talk through this is us digging into what works for you. That's going to be a core component of all of my courses. I always start with vision. I always start with mindset because that is the key. Okay. Let's talk about what sustainable growth looks like. And again, I bring this up because these are some of the hiccups. I know I didn't say that we're on the hiccups and the pitfalls, but this is probably one of the number one pitfalls, right? If you go to Google and you look up growth, I put growth business chart. So a growth chart. This is what you typically see, like, boom, I'm launching, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm launching another product, I'm doing this, and I'm growing, I'm growing, I'm growing, I'm growing. Okay. This is what we see. If you've seen this before, if this is the view of growth you've seen, right? Seen it, right? I agree, right? So I really like the sustainable because the crash has come after the fact, right? Not realizing some stuff has aligned. So if you're not seeing Vera's comment down there, oh my gosh, that's what we're talking about, Vera. Okay. So this is likely not sustainable. If you're growing in this way, it's likely not sustainable. I want to make that clear before we go forward, because the method that I'm telling you is not a, even though I'm talking about doing it in 14 days, we're going to go back. We're going to dig into things. It's not a get rich quick, do it fast, get it out there, do the next thing, employ this tactic, that tactic, that tactic. That's not sustainable. Okay. And the reason that growth can look like this for some brands, from companies, some bigger businesses, is that they keep hiring people and they have a bunch of teams working on every single aspect. So they're rapidly optimizing all the different spaces at the same time. But as a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur, we have to make choices that are going to be sustainable for us. Okay. So sustainable growth comes with plateaus and pauses. Sustainable growth comes with plateaus and pauses, right? So you're going to go up. Like, all right, we figured this out. We're going to go up. Okay, we figured this out. And when we scale, you're going to have hiccups. It's going to feel like you step back a little bit sometimes. Right now, I'm scaling. Okay. We've hired multiple teams of people over the past couple of, I think it's been 2 months now. Ooh, it feels like a step back, right? Sometimes. So you are going to have plateaus and pauses, and it's really key that you understand that as you work on your launch. And the first part of that launch is going to feel like a pause or a plateau, depending on how much work you put in on that strategy. And we want to work on that strategy. Okay. So even though we may go to market or launch quickly, should say go to market, we may need to revisit the work before we can call it final. So even though I'm going to show you and we're going to talk about how do we get things live, we may actually need to go back. And frankly, I'm going to tell you, go back So your tip 1, plan time to optimize and revisit. Okay? You're going to need to plan time to optimize and revisit. So even if we can launch this and get this going quickly, you're going to, at some point in time, going to have to optimize with the method I'm giving you. Okay? The other thing you could do is you could slowly but surely do it. But even if you do that, you're going to have to optimize, because the reality is if you haven't launched yet, you do not have the data. If you haven't gotten it out to market, you do not know how people are going to respond to it. And you do not know how you are going to respond to it. So for those of you who dropped it in the chat that you are going to be launching something soon, write I need data if you're not launched yet, if you're not there yet, if you realize that, you know what, I am going to need some data. I am going to need to see the response. I am going to need to know how I feel, how I respond, right? Pro tip 2, get comfortable with the term fast follow. I don't know if anyone here knows the term fast follow. It was one new thing for me. So when I transitioned from, I think it was I left NBC Universal to become a director of marketing at Yellow Pages, right? Used to be called YP.com. I see I need data. And when I was there, they're like, don't worry, we're going to fast follow that. And every day they'd be like, it's okay. That'll be a fast follow. Don't worry about that. Melissa's going to be a fast follow. And I did not understand what they were talking about at first. And what it was I had transitioned from a very slow moving giant, right? We launched like things and we launched them slowly. We dug in, we did that work. And then when I moved into a tech company, we had rapid iterations. So they're like, no, you know, that work you did in 2 years, we're going to launch that in 2 weeks. And then we're going to come back and we're going to fast follow with all the fixes, right? So we're going to come back quickly after the fact and fix that and fix this and fix that and fix this. So that is kind of more of a tech methodology. But regardless of how you launch, whether you take that time up front to dig in or you come back, you're going to need to fast follow. Okay? Tip 2, plan time to revisit and rework. We want to plan that time to revisit and rework. So you know you're going to fast follow, you're going to have the time. So again, when we're launching, right, we're doing that work to get that data, these are some of the things we need. So pitfalls. We're already kind of talking about pitfalls, but I wanted to make sure I covered these pitfalls. I'm going to talk to you about some of the top 3 pitfalls. And what's crazy is as I was doing the work to write down the pitfalls, I noticed something that we are going to share today. Okay? And notice something that we are going to share today. Pitfalls are usually related to our limiting beliefs and our concerns or objectives. When I thought back to my clients, any of them who have struggled with launching, anyone who've had like issues with like getting things out there, and I thought about, okay, what was the thing? What was the hiccup? What was the thing that we got past? I realized that, oh my gosh, they all come back to limiting beliefs. So what I'm going to tell you is to figure out your pitfalls. I want you to know this. What are your fears about launching? Because when I go through the list of pitfalls, and I'm going to share 3 big ones, you're going to see that they're related to your fears. So what are your fears about launching? What are your fears about launching? Drop it in the comments. What are your fears about launching? And if you don't, maybe you don't like the word fears, concerns, any reason you maybe haven't launched in the past. Why haven't you launched? I'd love to see some answers. I think there might be a slight delay. So hopefully I can see some of them coming in because I'm getting a little bit of a delay, right? As like, I want to know what these fears are. Ooh, no one will buy, right? No one will buy. That I won't be able to keep it going and I'll let myself and others down. Oh, those are a good one. Those are good ones. These are good ones, right? So what are your fears about launching? So we're going to talk about a couple of them. Hint, So most objections, this is a hint for your sales. If you've seen my love, we did the love framework for overcoming objections. You've seen this slide before, right? Money, ability, time. These are some of our big things, right? If I try to sell you my course, like if I tell you, hey, Vera, I'm picking one of the names, I need you to buy this launch course because it is going to be killer. You might say, I don't know. I don't have the money for that right now. I don't know if I can, I don't know if I'm going to be able to commit to it and finish it right now. I don't know if I have the time for that right now. These are some of the things we typically say. They work the opposite way, the same way for us launching, right? I don't know if I'm going to be so good at doing this. I don't know if when I sell it, if people will actually buy. I'm not that great of a salesperson, right? So the same limiting beliefs that stop you from making moves in life, same things are going to come up in your business, same pitfalls. So we're going to tackle a couple in these areas, the money, ability, time. But your homework is to sit down and really think about what you're worried about. Write down every little fear and let's figure out how to make differences, right? I'm not getting some sales right now, right? I see some of these that it has been done before. Sarah, I have to stop for a second. Sarah, Sarah, I don't know if you can message me, tell me where you live. And I would like to know how many Chinese restaurants are where you live, or Italian restaurants, or restaurants, period. I like to say that if we can have 3 restaurants on a street that serve the same food, and I can go in and say, no, but you can't go to that one. You got to go to this one. This one is the one you got to go to because the way they do that marinara is the way. You will have a way, Sarah, that somebody loves that is specific and just for you. Okay, I promise. So even if it has been done before, we still get to do it our way. She's in Chicago. Sarah, how many people make pizza in Chicago? How many people can you go and buy a deep dish pizza from in Chicago? And then I want you to tell me what's the best one? What's the best one, right? Because you probably have your best, right? Right? So many restaurants. And then let's talk about those restaurants. Maybe you're a restaurant. Coming back to my energy, the way you work. Maybe you're a food truck. Maybe, right? You're a pop-up restaurant, right? You're a pop-up event. Maybe you have guest chefs. Maybe you cook on your own. Maybe you only have a certain amount and they're limited and they're only sold. So again, this restaurant thing, I promise you it works. Think about what type of restaurant you want to be. But let's get back to these pitfalls, okay? So money, I don't have the money, right? I don't have the money, right? How does this work? I don't have the money turns into I can't charge money. I don't deserve money. I can't sell, right? How does this manifest with your launch? So if you believe that you don't have money, then maybe you're not making the investment to get the support you need to launch. You're not going to spend that money on the coach. You're not going to spend the money on the extra help, right? Maybe you're not investing in the product that you need to have a successful launch. Like, oh, I need to get those product and those samples, but I don't have the money for that yet. So I'm going to work on all this other stuff first. And then eventually I'll have the product and then eventually I'll sell it. Right? That product takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You're not finding innovative ways around needing the upfront product or the investment because you're sitting here thinking, I don't have money, when you can launch a bunch of products online right now with absolutely no money. Printful.com. You just need the design. They will ship it. They will send it. You don't have to do anything. Ideally, you should get a sample, but that'll only cost you like 20 something bucks, right? Or you launch with such a low price point that it isn't sustainable because since you don't have the money yourself, or you feel like you don't feel comfortable for charging, you don't feel comfortable pricing it at a price point that makes sense. When this comes up, I like to tell my people, I like to say, how many of your clients have a website? Sorry. I'm like looking, sorry, Kirsten, I'm reading your comment. The website is printful.com. Maybe Ashley can help us by dropping it in the comments, but that is a drop shipping one. Okay. So I'm getting so many questions for that. But Ashley, if you're still with us, if you could throw printful.com in the comments, that would be awesome. I can't comment to you guys here, but coming back to it, right? So if we haven't figured out, right? If we have this idea of I don't have money, thanks, Ashley. If we have this idea of I don't have money, then we may have a problem charging. Because I don't have money, my people don't have money, they're not going to be able to pay for this. So my question for that I like to ask is, how many of your target customers have an iPhone? How many of your target customers have an iPhone? How many of you have an iPhone? How much does that iPhone cost? People are willing to spend $1,500 on a phone these days. Most people who come to me don't have a product that costs that much. Right? So again, these are our common pitfalls. Our common pitfalls are related to our own personal fears. All right. Let's look at another one. I am not blank enough to charge for what I do. Did you lose me? Am I back?
Yep. Sorry, my mic was muted. Yes, you jumped out for a second there, but you're back now.
That's so weird.
That was funny. It was like
it's our day. It's our day.
Momentary. Yeah. That was a case in point for today's adventure.
All right.
Your limiting belief back up here.
Right. So this limiting belief, and we'll go back to the last slide. Hopefully you did see it. Boop, boop, boop. I am not blank enough to charge for what I do. Who's ever said some version of this? I don't have enough certifications. I didn't study in school. I haven't been doing it long enough. Who's ever said some version of this? Type me in the chat if you've done some version of this. Right? Right? I'm not blank enough to charge for what I do. So what this turns into is a couple things here. Right? I don't have a degree. Why should I get paid a lot for something I love? I can't sell. This idea of I am not enough, it comes back. I see, yep, me, right? We've said some of these things. So how does this manifest in your launch? How does this manifest in your launch? It can turn into not launching. It can turn into overspending on certifications and courses. Right? Because you keep saying, well, I don't know how to do it. Or I've done it, but I haven't quite done it before in this exact way that I need to be doing it for this business. I've totally done that before myself, y'all. Even me, I fell for this, right? It turns into not trusting your gut or signing up for launch methods that do not work for you. Well, I was going to do it this way. I thought this would be right for me, but it's not working fast enough, or I don't know. They said that this is the other way to do it. I don't have a certification in this, so maybe I need to do it that way. Not using the testimonials or work you do have. I've seen this one time and time again. I've only done it like 3 times, but maybe I need to do it 10 more times and I need like 20 testimonials. You just need one killer testimonial. But when we believe that we are not enough or we do not have enough, then our launch can sometimes not be finished, half launching. We'll put it out there, but we launch, but we don't actually sell, right? These are some of the issues that manifest in our launch. These are some of the pitfalls when we have a limiting belief of I am not enough. All right. So we are going to keep this up. We got one more that we're going to go through. If these pitfalls are helping you, if you're seeing something in some of these pitfalls, drop me a comment. Let me know. But I don't have time. Who has ever said, I don't have time? I'm raising my hand. Who has ever said, I don't have time? I am busy. These come up a lot, right? Though that turns into, I can't do what others do in my situation. You might be like, I see this person who's done all these things that are awesome, but that can't be me. I don't have time. My situation's slightly different, right? I need to be efficient. I don't have time to do all these steps. I don't have time to post on Instagram. I'll have time to send out emails. I'm going to do half of the things that I need to do to make this launch actually work because I don't have time. Or I need to be efficient. And so I'm going to try and sign up for launch methods that work for other people, but that don't work for me because I'm not there yet, right? Because I don't have time. Or this can't work for me. You really believe it can't work for you. Maybe you quit too soon, right? So these are some of the ways I don't have time manifests, right? We don't take the time we need to plan strategically. We jump from tactic to tactic. A lot of the tactics can be very sexy, And then we're like, I have to have first mover advantage. The time is now. If I miss this, then I won't be able to do what I need to do for my launch, right? We're trying to be too efficient. So that's what I was talking about, right? We try to do step 10 and say, well, I'm just going to make it efficient this way. I'm going to follow this person's method. But the reality is they had to go through their learning process to get to that method. They had to go through the steps to get there, right? Not getting the help you need because you don't have time to get the help that you need. Quitting before you see results because since you don't have time, you also don't have time to wait on the results. Right? You don't have time to try it 10 different ways. That's another pro tip. Try it 10 different ways, right? Not finishing important launch tasks and failure to launch. So again, I don't have time, big common pitfall. So hopefully, I think if you look at all of the bullet points on each of these slides, I've given you probably about 15 different pitfalls of launching, right? But I want to make sure you know there is some hope. Don't worry. I want your homework is look to your fears and you will find your likely pitfalls. Okay. I want you to sit down and figure out what your pitfalls are, what your potential pitfalls are, right? So yes, I promise you, Candace, we're coming. So patience and support is what is going to get you there. Patience and support is what is going to get you there, right? So we're going to look at these, and I am going to tell you the steps that these people took to launch, but I want to show you that is a little possible and it's important, right? So Candace, you're asking, what are these steps, right? The first step is actually digging into your vision and digging into these limiting beliefs. This is the first step to launch. If I didn't say that before, I apologize, but this is the first step to launch. This is the first step to launch. So L'Oreal, she was one of our people who had the money issue. She launched her company, right? So we had some of the limiting beliefs around I don't have money, which led to her not doing the work to get the product. For her, I love this picture that she posted on her Instagram. It shows her coffee because she was able to save money on coffee and use that money to get to her actual first product and to eventually launch her product. Katie had also the I don't have money. For her, what we had to do was sit down and work on her pricing, right? So another core step in launching is digging into your pricing, because with her, she had launched and she launched without doing pricing. And as a result, she wasn't really making money. She was doing all the art, but she wasn't making money. Happy to say that now, as it relates to her pricing, right? She is killing it. And she's actually bringing in 5-figure clients. I'm not enough, right? Sequoia hadn't been trained. She wanted to be an artist. She is killing it now. Her pricing was a key element as well. So she is charging, she is selling, and there. Yes, I'm laughing because I'm seeing y'all's comments and I'm trying to focus and I don't have time. I promise you we have time. Here is Gina. Some of the core elements for her, we're digging into our vision and our mindset. So I'm going to walk through the launch steps with you. But before I launch through the launch steps, one of the core things we said, and I'm making sure I give you all of the 5 breakdowns that I promised you, everything from not just the launch steps, because it will take us not too long to go through the launch steps, but also the pitfalls, also the bestow framework that we said we'd talk about. So the first thing is, what are you launching? Are you actually launching a product? Is your product complete? So bestow. Bestow is my product framework. How do we know we are launching a product that works? Branded is B. B is for branded. Is your product branded? Is your product branded? So do you actually have a brand around your product? Does it make sense? Is it something that is recognizable, that the consumer can see, that they understand comes from a company and can recognize that it comes from you so that they can buy from you time and time again? Do you have executive control? Is this something that you actually control the pricing around? Is this something that you actually control the choices around related to marketing? Sometimes we are marketing a product that is not our own. And so it limits the ability to really pull the marketing levers that you need to pull. Scale. Can this product scale? Can you actually launch it and then keep up with it? We had a comment earlier today that that was around scale, right? Like, I'm worried to launch because I don't know if I can actually keep doing this time and time again. Targeted. Is this targeted? Does someone need it? Sometimes we have a beautiful product, but there isn't clarity on who needs it, and or we're not clear on who needs it. So when we go out to the marketplace, we are not going out to the right people. Original. Is it original? Does it work, right? Does it work for you, right? Does it work for your client? Is it something that they've never seen before? Is it 1 in a million, right? That is original, right? That is going to come up. And is there a way to purchase, right? Can you actually buy it? So many times people say, I want to launch a product, but there isn't actually a way to buy it. Okay. I'm going to take a moment and thank y'all for being here and for also the comments. I'm not looking at the comments because it's messing up my flow. This is, unfortunately, I'm trying to be super professional. It's the first time I've ever dealt with someone who's been kind of impatient in the audience. So I apologize, but I'm going to make sure I get you my high vibe energy back. But it's been a little bit stressful for me. So bestow. Let me know if you have any questions about bestow, because so many of us want a product, but we don't actually, like, we want to launch a product, but we don't actually have a product. So we want to launch a product, but we don't actually have a product. And or we have a product, but there's no way to purchase. So this W is particularly important. So if you are in here and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to launch, I'm ready to launch. Do you have the BESTOW? What do you need to work on in the BESTOW? That is your question. Good question. Do we have to do bestow in this order? No, absolutely not. You just have to make sure you have all the parts. Okay. So sometimes we'll wait on that branding. Scale for us. I want you to check off that you can scale and know that it can scale, but we don't obviously need to scale. What you must have something that is targeted. You must have a way to purchase. Those are my 2. And ideally you have executive control, because if not, you are going to struggle, right? So if you just have ideas, I want to know on the target, right, who it helps, and we can start there. Once ironically, I can tell you, we can launch without a product and then collect the data to build our perfect product. So again, thank you. Kirsten, I'm going to definitely take your question at the end. Thanks for chiming in and bringing your energy, because it is helping me. So what is next? We are going to talk about your launch roadmap. So I know there was some anticipation on seeing the steps to launch. So we're going to go through these steps. I'll go through them one by one. And for that, we're going to take a peek in my actual launch course. So I'm going to ask Miss Ashley to do some special tech work for us so we can see this.
Hit me with it.
Hit you with it.
All right, let me see here. There.
Oops.
Is this is it the website? We want to put up the.
No, I'm gonna give you. It is our. Sorry. It is our launch website. I'm actually gonna show them the back end of our club workflow. So this is how we take people through launching. So what I'm going to show you, y'all, is the launch in full flow. So this is my back end. This is the work that we do. I'm going to show you how we break it down. And I'm going to also talk through the steps of launching. We'll then pop into the course and we'll talk through that as well. So first off, how much time does this take? You said, Mélissa, you said 12 days, but how much time during the 12 days, right? So number one, we're typically working on it for an hour a day of learning and then 2 hours or so of actually like working through the work. So we spend 42 hours together over the 12 days when I do this live. And these are our steps. And I'm going to just totally put this here, focus area by day. I'm going to talk through each of the days. So on your first day, you are focused on visioning. It is so important that you dig into your vision, that you understand the why of why you're launching. Your core question in this area is, what is the reason behind my launch? And how does this launch, how does this product work back with my life, right? What is this going to do for me? What's in it for me, right? So much time is spent on what's in it for your target. I want you to spend at least a day thinking through what's in it for you, right? What is in it for you? Why does this and how does this line up? How does your life vision marry to your business vision? Day two, money mindset. I love, there's so many money mindset books that I can give you, but mindset and money mindset is going to be core for you to make it through the marathon. But it's also important so that you can identify those pitfalls. We spend a lot of time on those pitfalls because the pitfalls are kind of what's most important here. The rest is nuts and bolts and mechanics, right? But money mindset. So day two, we dig into your money mindset. Spend some time to understand what are some core things. I have something called the 4 H's of money mindset. We talk about habits, hypochondria, your homies, right? So we think through all the areas that may be affecting you. The reason I do that is sometimes we make horrible launch decisions because of our mindset blocks. And so for me, in all of my courses and all the work I do, so much of it that is that mindset, because to be honest, most of the rest you can figure it out and you can work through with information on the internet. I'm not going to lie to you. Google is your best friend. So visioning, right? Then money mindset, digging into our mindset. Our third day, we focused on my target customer. We dig into our target customer. We understand our target customer. We understand our target customer's path to purchase. Okay. How does the target customer actually find out about your product, research your product, actually purchase your product, and finally repurchase your product? We want to understand. And if you don't have a product yet, right? A product like yours. How does somebody do that for a product like yours? So I do lots of research. I purposely just focus on research on Google. Why? because most of your customers are going to come from Google and or they're going to come from social media. So we dig into 6 core components to research our competition, to research our current customers, to research copy that they may be using, right? So I've got 6 C's, and we dig into every single component of that. I like to say my short, quick way to do this is think of every single keyword you want to come up for on Google. Like if you could say, I want to come up for coach for Black women, coach for multi-passionate entrepreneurs, business coach Austin, right? And then I'm going to ask you to deep dive on the first 5 pages of Google and click on every single link. Now, obviously you can't do that in one day, right? And so during this 14-day process, you may only do the first page for each of them. You may only do 3 keywords instead of 20 keywords, right? But this is a roadmap that I'm giving you. You can execute a top level version of it, launch in those days, and then come on back, right, to it later. So again, when you're looking through this, I'm giving you a top level roadmap. So again, visioning, we're going to spend one day on mindset, that type of work. We're going to dig into that target customer and understanding of our target customer. We're going to do competitive research. We're going to use those keywords. Day 4, you need to think of branding. Now, this branding does not have to be final branding, but you should have some branding, right? This is where people will get tripped up. They will sometimes forget that, or they will sometimes think that and forget that a name doesn't matter as much as your product, okay? Sometimes we forget that the name doesn't matter as much of our product, right? Our product is what matters. And so we will literally, I've seen people do this, spend so much time on the name or thinking of the name that we don't even launch. And so I, again, like to time box all these things. I'm going to spend one day. I'll think about that name that I'm launching with an understanding that this may change, right? We go through color theory. We pick colors that make sense for our brand, but also ourselves, for a target customer. That's why it gets done after the target customer. And then on this day, for me in particular, because branding can take time, what I recommend people do is find a designer that you like, and or work with a company like 99 Designs and get yourself a professional logo. I typically recommend spending in the areas of like $200 to $500. That's usually the range for like a legit professional logo. You don't have to. One of the brands I showed you earlier, we launched with a logo that she built for free on Squarespace. They have a logo builder. Okay. But all I'm telling you is this is likely not going to change the ROI on your product, not initially. Okay. So what I do is I will have my people write a brief and it gets sent to a design team. The design team works on that. They typically take a week to get back. I'll get them on a 3-day schedule. So this part can take longer, but my recommendation is have a placeholder for now and send it out. I love Ashley saying that she designed her logo for free on Canva and Squarespace. And yes, don't let this trip you up. That's my big thing. I'm spending a lot of time on branding because I don't want it to trip you up. But the basics of branding, we need to dig into. Day 5, we go back and we dive deeper on your target customer, right? We dive deeper on your target customer. So you already thought about your target customer. You already thought branding. The reason I do day 5 is because I really want you to spend 2 days mapping out that purchase process for the target customer, right? I want you to think about that because that's going to impact a lot of the work that we're going to do ongoing. So for me, for target customer, we do a couple of things. We figure out what is our value proposition, right? What is the core thing we are offering to this target customer? How do we speak, right? What is the core language and the copy we're using for this target customer? And then also, what is the target customer's path to purchase? So that's the day 5, the path to purchase. Day 6, I call it find your figures. So sometimes I have people who've gone through all of this and still haven't landed on a very specific product. It's possible. You can go through all of this. I think someone said that they have ideas in the chat. You can go through the visioning, money mindset, targeting, branding, and a target customer deep dive and still not know your actual product. So that is okay. Or your actual offer, right? Because sometimes we have a product, but we may have multiple offers. That is okay. This day helps with that. On day 6, the task that you have in front of you is dig into your pricing, find your figures. And so for me, I usually do this in a couple of steps. I do first, I understand my MIT. MIT is my framework. Money is I is impact. T is our traffic. I want to know how much money am I going to make, or how much money do I want to make? How many people I need to sell to make it with a specific product? And how much traffic do I realistically need to drive, right? So I want you to figure out money, impact, traffic. These can be back of the envelope calculations. I've sat down and I've never taken more than like 30 minutes to come up with this. So this is quick, right? For us to say, okay, if I have a set of products and I do this calculation, what works better for me? So it's pretty easy when you know how. I know I don't want to downplay it, but this can be a pretty easy task to come up with the basic estimates. It can be a very easy task when you know what you're looking for to understand the pricing and whether or not that works for you. So many of us do not do pricing. We do not break down how much it actually costs to build something. So this day is your numbers day, our pricing day, our find your figures day. And from there, we should be able to have an offer. I typically spend one more day thinking through the offer and helping people with action planning, right? Thinking through what are the actual steps. And then I'll spend one more day on having lead magnets, traffic drivers. I need to have 1 or 2 things that are going to drive people to my sales page. So I want one good lead magnet, and I'll spend a day on that. And then we've got 3 more days to just get everything launched, right? So your website, your sales page. When I say website, right? When we launch, we want our minimum viable page, our minimum viable website. What that means for me is you need a sales page because that's likely what you're going to drive through. And you also need not just a sales page, but something to collect emails, something to grab data. So that is my traffic driver. So whether that's an ebook or a freebie, something that's going to get to people. So I want to see a sales page. I want to see a contact form. I want to see a way to purchase, right? So these are my core things that need to be on there. And then finally, if you're going to be on social media, we're launching that. And we finish and fine tune. The 14th day is a day of celebration from my group. So again, this is the list. These are the steps, right? This has been here long enough. So if you haven't already, screen grab it, but there's also a replay. But these are the steps that we go through to launch. This is my back end. So you're seeing our schedule page. I have a question. This is built on Squarespace. But this is a lot, but these are our steps. And you can do this in 14 days. But my goal is for you to do this in 14 days, but then come back to it and refine it. I like my people to work and refine it over the next 6 months. In corporate, if we were going to do this work, we'd probably actually sit down for 3 months and plan this. So if y'all are now thinking about when am I launching, if I took a more slow approach and did the same steps, we're talking about getting you live and ready and going by Black Friday. Even if you launch and start selling now, you still need a marketing plan. You still need to take time to do a little bit more deep dive on promotional plan, especially all that stuff in day 9. And that takes time. Okay. So this is our quick and dirty 14-day launch plan. And yeah, I have, I think, a couple more slides for us.
While you're pulling those up, Mélissa, would love to invite our audience, one, to just thank Mélissa for this batch of wisdom, highly specific and actionable stuff that we're already seeing from the comments that people are thinking about and putting into practice, which is amazing. So please join me in thanking Mélissa. And if you have any final questions that you want to address, put those in the chat so we can make sure that we kind of tackle those just in these last few minutes here.
Yeah. And then, actually, Vera asked a great question. Says, when you say launch, do you mean ready to show to public or just ready to the materials? I actually mean ready to show the public, Vera. And this is a perfect question because that pro tip, fast follow, right? I've taken five sets of people through this full program. I'm going to tell you I would say most will launch in 30 days. Like we have some who do get it done in the 14 days, many who launch in about that 30-day mark because they want to refine those things a little bit more. But the reality is many of you have gone to a page where there wasn't much information, but the product was killer, but you had the main things on there and it was enough for you to buy. I guarantee you. Start looking at the sales page you're going to. We get into our heads and we think we need more than we actually need. So don't forget the fast follow. And then let's see what else we have in this juicy presentation. I told you I was going to give you 3 tips to launch quickly. Just do it, but do it justice. Just do it, but do it justice. If you have a product that you're like, this is the product that is maybe not ready yet, but we want to launch. One, Printful, you can totally get up there. You can totally get your sales page up there. You can pre-sell, right? But just do it, but do it justice. Make sure that when you are launching, you know that that product's actually going to come through. If you're pre-launching, make sure that we can get up the basics, the things that matter on the page. But that's kind of one big tip if we are going to be launching before something exists. Know your numbers, right? We talked about that. Know your numbers. We talked about knowing your pricing and support. And sorry, my slides are killing me today, but support. And I think of support in 3 ways. The first part of support is self, right? So that self-work that we're doing, the digging in systems. So whether that's purchasing a course, working with someone, or just some of the systems, we've been mentioning some, the Canvas, the Printfuls, the websites, and then staff, if you can actually get physical support. This is the one area that I would highly recommend investing in. So this is the one area that I would highly recommend investing in as you are launching. So that is it for us today. If this was helpful, I see some messages in there. Thank you so much. But if this was helpful, please let me know. I do this quite a bit, and we've impacted quite a bit of people. And so we're trying to measure our impact. So there is a website here, curlyexecutive.com/impact. And that's pretty much it. Our time is almost over today. We can talk about our course. We are selling, and we're doing a special deal right now on our.
Oh, we lost her. Oh, just as she was about to get to the good stuff, the special deal. I will try to work on getting Mélissa back online, but I can say I'll drop the course link in for you all, and you should be able to actually see the special deal posted right there on the page. Basically, and I don't want to, steal Mélissa's thunder, but I can say that this course, which I just put the link in there for you, and it's pinned to the top of the YouTube page as well, has it's a ton of value because it's also like in addition to being this robust curriculum that has, that gives you like lifetime access to all of these lessons, excuse me, and an accountability community, right? You become a part of this full flow community where there are opportunities to work together and hold each other accountable, share thoughts, brainstorm, get feedback directly from Mélissa. um, which is a really special kind of added bonus. So there we go. Hello. I was just
I'm so sorry, my love. I don't know what is going on today. And I'll make sure for those of you who are watching, I'll make sure to do a replay, a version. I'll do it again because it has been such a weird day. But I think you're talking about the course. The launch and full is live. It's available. If we do want to show it, it is here in the back end, so I can just pop in. We do go through, you have a 72-page workbook. So this course is based on a live training. So you have every single day a lesson. Every single day with those lessons, there is actual worksheets related to it. I don't know if we're able to show the back end, if it's working for us, Ashley. Yeah. And on each day, we dig into every part of that launch that I was talking to you about. So we have visioning exercises. I think each day has pretty much 6 pages of exercises related to each step of the launch, as well as videos and presentations where we go through it. And you're probably hearing me talk through the slides, but we go through every single day in it. And as Ashley was mentioning, you also have that support community. So as part of this, you get access to my Q&A community, where you can ask questions as much as you need every single day for 6 months in chat. And you get a trial to our deeper dive community, where you can have one-on-one sessions with me. We do have a very special offer. If you purchase in the next 7 days, you'll get an email to purchase. So if you purchase in the next 7 days, you're going to get 20% off. But even more killer, you are going to get to come to our launch in full flow event in September or November. So if you are trying to actually launch and you want to launch before, we've timed them so you can launch before Black Friday or launch before Christmas, then you will get it for free as part of you doing the online course. So basically, if you buy the online course, you'll get the live for free. And we typically charge $1,500 for the live. So if you buy in the next 7 days, you will save $2,000 about on this program. So please check it out. Again, thank you for rocking with me today. Sometimes our days do not go as intended. Sometimes the tech gods do not bless us. That was one of these days, but I appreciate
you. Gotta roll with what the universe tosses you, you know?
We have been rolling with the punches today. And so, yeah, definitely check it out. DM me. I'm a real person. I'm at Curly Executive if you have any questions. I know we are over. Do we want to, thank you, Sarah. Do we have a couple minutes, Ashley? I can answer some of the questions that I'm seeing in chat.
Yeah. I'll just mention, so the folks that need to go can do that. Please. You will get a replay of this session. If you want to play it just straight up via YouTube, you can, like and subscribe the Discover page there, because we'll be able to let you know when we have Mélissa back and other great creators as well. So for those of you that need to run, don't worry, you'll get a replay. But for those of you who are still around and have a few more questions, happy to stay on board, especially since we got started a couple minutes late. Very grateful to you all for sticking around. Mélissa, over to you for answering those questions.
Yeah. So just going through a couple of these, right? So I know, Vera, you had a few. So bestow, you do not have to do it in order. Tips for targeting or finding your niche market. To be honest, I would say my biggest tip is actually get out there and launch. The quicker you get into market, the more data is going to come back to you, the easier it is going to be to refine your product. I like to tell people we are going to define our target customer, but then we have to refine it. And the way we refine it is through the data. So that question was from Kirsten. And so Kirsten, I would say get out there, refine it. If you are struggling with how to like choose that right target customer, I'm actually doing an event tomorrow, which I'm sure will be on my website as well. And that is on Instagram right now. So come on through, but we'll be talking about that. And I think we have another Discover event on target customer as well. Vera, in bestow executive control. That means you have the right to actually make all the things happen, to change all the things, to do whatever you need to do for your brand. So sometimes people launch products, but they're not their own products. They're network marketing products or multi-level marketing products where you don't set the price. You can't pull levers. It's a lot harder to do as much with marketing when you're not the one who's able to actually have executive control. So you can totally still make it work. But when we're designing a product, sometimes people will spend all their time investing in and designing products around products that you don't really control. It makes it a lot harder to win. I love this just comment that I want to launch with more joy and with more sanity. Yes, 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 yes. For the website, I build a lot of my stuff on Squarespace because it's super easy to update for a solopreneur, as well as on Shopify. When I say launch, we talked about this one. We do mean getting it out there to the public so the public can see it, so that there is a way to purchase. What about promotions? I find that some people take some time to buy. I love that you made this comment. It's not just about launching, it's about being there and being consistent. Sometimes you have launched an amazing product and you do not see the response, and it's because people are waiting. They're waiting to see that you're still around. They're busy. They're not seeing it every single time you're putting it out. And so sometimes it takes people, I think there's like statistics around this, like 3 to 6 times that they have to see it before they will actually make that purchase. So just stay the course. Stay the course for long enough, collect that data, and collect the data on the traffic, because so many of us, we are posting, we're promoting, but people aren't actually making it to a website. And when we look at how many people come through the website and we calculate the conversion, we realize that we're actually doing a great job. And it's more of a matter of driving more traffic and spending more time on that promotion. And I'm just looking through this. And that's it. Yeah. So those are all the questions that I saw. Thank you so much for the positive comments. We really appreciate you. And if anyone has any more questions, feel free to DM me. And like I said, we do this every week. And I think we've done pretty good. This is our first one that was a little like, ooh, the tech gods were not nice.
Yeah, honestly, we were kind of due. I think it's been like a little too easy so far.
Yeah, it's been a little, I had to have a challenge.
Turn. Just our turn. That's all.
So yeah, keep on coming back. And I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It was wonderful to have such an engaged audience. Thanks for your questions, and we will definitely keep you posted when Mélissa is back, which is you'll have plenty of opportunities to continue to build out this robust set of skills for launching and developing target customers and branding and staying joyful and sane, which I think is just such a great anchor to keep an eye on. I think that was Vera's note there. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.